Hey, what's up? Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Market Misfits. Today, we're going to be covering this article on Ripple. American banker names Ripple alongside Western Union MoneyGram as a big money transfer providers. And also, we're going to be taking a look at some of the USD data that has come in this morning as we're waiting for the ISM services PMI in about an hour. So we're seeing the dollar react. So we're also going to be taking a look at DXY, the Dow Jones, of course, Bitcoin, and XRP to see how they're reacting to this information. But first, let's get into this article, and then we'll get to the charts. Ripple earned a mention alongside major cross-border money providers in a recent American Banker piece. Article on Yahoo Finance from American Banker mentions 5 alternative cross-border payment companies, including Ripple. The article rather obviously links to articles about each of them, except those about Ripple. So hands up, like what's up? What's going on? Payment-focused blockchain company Ripple was recently named one of the leading cross-border service providers in a recent piece published by the prestigious magazine American Banker. The article covers a move by the popular UK bank HSBC to expand its global money transferring offerings through a newly launched app, Zing. While acknowledging that Zing represents an effort by HSBC to rival non-banks, the piece mentioned other companies building out cross-border payment functionalities, and it named major UK providers Wise and Revolt, both boasting a combined 46 million users. Next, Ripple came in third for its blockchain-based payment infrastructure, which has enjoyed adoption from major banks looking to facilitate near instant cross-border transfers. The piece noted that how Ripple has used its technology alongside XRP for years, as well as the recent consolidation of the company's solutions into a single offering called Ripple Payments. The American Banker article suggests that the recent consolidation intended to address Ripple's attempt to build international networks for digital cross-border payment processing. Meanwhile, rounding up the list of the top 5 global money services providers are traditional companies Western Union and MoneyGram. Recall that the latter previously had a partnership with Ripple, but distanced itself from the project amid the infamous lawsuit by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC. Ripple maintains a competitive edge. The latest Ripple mention, while omitting a link, reveals how the company has earned its place among the elites with its blockchain-based payment solution that uses XRP. It also comes at a time when Ripple has revealed ongoing efforts to maintain its competitive edge. Earlier this week, Ripple unveiled plans to target the 1.5 trillion IT spending market. The firm will leverage its XRP-powered network to enable it firms to access real-time payment to vendors, employees, and other partners. So this is something that's kind of been going on for a while. Them comparing Ripple to, there's been a lot of talk about Ripple being taken on by these different other payment methods, MoneyGram and Western Union, and taking over Swift and this, that, and the other. So, it's going to be interesting to see how this unfolds. Not really seeing a whole lot of reaction from this on the XRP chart, but maybe it will develop into something. Let's see. But we're going to take a look at this real quick, and then we'll start looking at some charts here. So this is the information that has come in so far for the non-farm employment change. So this is showing the amount of people that are basically employed and the unemployment rate. So non-farm employment change, this is, let's just pull it up right here. So normally we don't cover this information in the Misfits, but we are going to be getting back on the Forex Factory because we're also going to be trading currency pairs and indices and gold. So getting in and seeing the dollar's performance is really crucial while doing this. If you want to have a sharper edge. The Bitcoin, the crypto market and everything has not been reacting to this stuff as much as the ETF speculation and the having are taking precedence over the majority of this stuff. But we'll see if they have a reaction from this. But let's see what this non-farm employment change is. It's the change in changing the number of employed people during the previous month, excluding the farm industry. So everyone that except for people that are farmers, except for farmers, long and the short. So greater than forecast is good for the currency. And we see that we had forecasted at 168K. We went to 216K. So we're going to see this reaction in the DXY chart here in just a second when we look at it. So the unemployment rate, just want to go over this and we'll get on the charts. The unemployment rate. So this is, I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but it's the percentage of total workforce that is unemployed and actively seeking employment during the previous month. Actual less than forecast is good for the currency. So they were projecting 3.8%. They got 3.7. So it is green. So, and it's matching the previous. So let's take a look at DXY as we're waiting for the ISM services to come out. So looking at the 4-hour chart here, we were previously in a downward consolidating channel here on the dollar index. For those of you that are unfamiliar with the dollar index, this is measuring a basket of major currencies, world currencies against the dollar. So they're measuring the dollar's performance compared to a basket of other dominant currencies, worldwide currencies. So you can see we're in this downward consolidating cone. So this is a descending, broadening cone. We failed to reach trend here at this 4-hour support. We stopped out the low here, and now we're back in. We have reached the trend here on the 4-hour. Let's take a look at the hour. So normally, before all this stuff started happening in the crypto industry with the speculation of the Bitcoin ETFs, the cryptocurrency market would go the opposite as the US dollar. So, but we've kind of seen that not be as good as an indicator as previously just because of these events in the crypto market. But it looks like we could be about to come back into the channel after this, but we're just got to wait and see because we still have the ISM coming out. In about an hour, we'll be posting the updates inside of the group Market Misfits. If you want to get in the group, it's a free group where we're covering more of this stuff and keeping everyone up to date. So just check out the comments in the description if you're seeing this on YouTube, and we will put a link in there for you. But so that's where we're going to be releasing the information after this stuff comes out. But let's take a look at the Dow Jones. So it looks like the dollar may be about to turn around. We're looking at the daily Dow Jones. Let's go down to the 4-hour. Previously, we were also in a descending type consolidation. This is a descending wedge. So we did have a bullish breakout. See some gaps right here. And so we have a shoulder here, head, and a shoulder. That's a little better. All right, so this is a reversal pattern for those of you that don't know. And looking at these gaps down here, and the good news for the dollar is starting to look like we could see the Dow Jones come back down and fill this in. Now, typically, again, the crypto market or Bitcoin will follow what the Dow Jones is doing. So that's why this is important, and we're choosing to go over this today. Normally don't go into these kind of details inside of the group, but figured what the heck, we'll go ahead and because this is a little bit more, what would you say, I guess, more advanced. But anyway, so in general, historically, whatever the Dow Jones is doing, Bitcoin will follow that afterwards. So after the Dow Jones makes a high, we will see Bitcoin make a high. Not saying we're going to see Bitcoin make a high when the Dow Jones does, but historically, that's what happens, or that's what's happened so far. Will the Bitcoin ETF and the have an effect on whether or not Bitcoin continues to follow the Dow Jones this time? If we see the Dow Jones come down, let me know what you think in the comments. Right now, for the hour for intraday, it's looking like we are positioning up for another positive green on the US dollar data coming in. So we'll have to wait and see how that looks when it happens. Let's take a look at Bitcoin real quick. So here on the hour, you can see not much reaction here from Bitcoin. It's waiting on to see what the rest of the stock market is going to do, I'm assuming. But and then also with the lingering questions about, are these ETFs going to be passed or not? So this is looking like we could have some macroeconomic data here that could assist us in going down lower. Now we moved up a lot on the speculation of the ETFs. I would only think that it would be natural to see a decline before they are approved, or maybe a complete, sell the news type of thing. But I'm thinking also overall, no matter if it's a sell-off from the news, so you buy the rumor, sell the news type deal, maybe instead of that, maybe we do that. Maybe we have bought the rumor this whole entire time for Bitcoin, and maybe we do sell the news or the USD data, and we come down and we make our way down here to 30K and consolidate until the ETF is approved, or not approved, but so this is considering it's already been approved, but until the ETFs start to take function, meaning the natural cause and effect from the liquidity entering the market being the catalyst for the actual ETFs being approved, the applications being approved. Just a theory, but this is kind of more along the lines of what I'm rolling with. Doesn't all it mean that is what's going to happen? But we'll have a better idea here by the end of the day once the prices settle. So right now on Bitcoin, we are at a resistance. So we are at the hour resistance here. And it's looking like, it's basically, to me, it's looking neutral, except for right here. Those recent price action the past 3 hours since this information's been being released, we're in an upward consolidating channel into this support. So we get a breakdown here. We get a positive here on the ISM services PMI for the dollar coming up. Then we could see this play out. We'll see how the Dow reacts, how big the numbers are. Something that you want to look at here whenever there's this forecast, and it's giving us the previous numbers right here. So let's take a look real quick and see what this is. First, it's a level of diffusion index based on surveyed purchasing managers, excluding the manufacturing industry. Actual greater than forecast is good for the currency. It's released monthly on the 3rd business day after the month ends. So it's a leading indicator of economic health. Businesses react quickly to the market conditions, and their purchasing managers, who hold perhaps the most current and relevant insights into the company's view of the economy. Survey of about 300 purchasing managers, which asks respondents to rate the relative level of business conditions, including employment, production, new orders, prices, supplier deliveries, and inventories. Non-manufacturing PMI, also non-manufacturing ISM report on business. So those are some other words for it. So let's take a look back here at Bitcoin. So with that being said, it looks like we are maybe going to come down. Let's see what it says here for the projected, and just gonna throw out a couple of possibilities here. Let me close these up real fast. So this was a really low number for non-farm employment change previous. They were forecasting even worse than this previous. Okay, so but the fact that it went past, it didn't just go past the projection a little bit to the green, but it surpassed this. This is a huge difference. So this is kind of how you can get better at not projecting, but coming to more than likely case scenarios when we see these numbers pop up. Because if, let's say, this was 173K and they were looking at say 200, like 215K or something like that, and this happened, it wouldn't be as big of an impact probably because these numbers would be really close. Or let's say that the previous month was at 200K, they were projecting 215 and it came out 216. That's not that big of a difference, but because of the difference here, the contrast, that's what makes for big moves. So when we look down here at the unemployment rate, previous deals at 3.7, they were projecting a little bit higher unemployment, just slightly by 1 basis point. But, we stuck with this. So it ended up green, but this is not as heavily influential because of this balance here. So we're just got to see how this plays out for Bitcoin. Let's take a quick look at XRP. Basically wanted to go over the news real quick, what's happening today in the Forex factory as far as the dollar numbers and everything, and look at the stocks and kind of just mention how those are related to, or not related, but how they move sometimes in confluence historically with the cryptocurrency market. And we'll be keeping everybody up to date as far as what happens here at the end of the day inside of Market Misfits. But anyways, you guys, that's going to do it for today. If y'all have any questions at all, just reach out and holler. It looks like, we could be continuing to see a drop here in XRP. We're just going to have to wait and see. We have 45 minutes left until the rest of the data is released. Don't buy or sell anything just because we're talking about stuff here. If you go on the Forex Factory and you see some numbers, trading news is highly, like really, really high risk when you're trading this stuff if you don't know what you're looking at. So it takes a lot of experience, and you need to be matching this stuff with, price action to get your ideal setup. But anyways, you guys, that's going to do it for now. If y'all have any questions, just drop a comment. Come on over to Market Misfits, send us a message, and we will see y'all on the next one. See ya.